Just a quick shout out to our supporters over at Patreon, our Twitch subscribers, and you, the viewer, for watching this video. It really means the world to us, and because of you, videos like this are possible, so thank you all so very much. What's going on, Workforce? Brian here.
Chris here.
And today we're talking about the beautiful Xbox One X right here. Namely, it's been a week. We both got ours. Yours actually had a horrible horror story, but it had a, just spoiler alert, it had a beautiful ending.
Yes.
But tell everybody what happened, your experience, and then we'll talk about the Xbox
So we
One
ordered
X.
on day one from different places because it was based on what was available. We were both refreshing a lot of web pages.
I'm over here just saying hello.
I ended up getting mine from GameStop. That's who had it available. We were both trying to get the Project Scorpio edition, which was no extra cost. It was just limited availability.
Right.
Then there was this tiny little Equifax thing that happened that affected, they say half of Americans, but when you actually look at people over the age of 18, like it ended up being a very, very large percentage of adults that were affected. And so around that, there's been a lot of potential like identity theft and things like that. And so a lot of credit card institutions and banks sent out new cards. And so I got new bank cards, I got new credit cards, all as part of this. And I went down and we made sure our electricity stayed on and my cable stayed on and the bills got paid. And somewhere throughout it, I forgot that my Xbox was on one of those cards. So GameStop sent me, so the first day that they shipped, I didn't expect mine to show up because they were coming on at midnight. And so since I didn't choose to do an in-store pickup, I thought, you know what, it'll show up tomorrow. Didn't show up the next day. I thought, you know, it's probably just busy with all the shippings. I didn't think anything about it. And I didn't check the email that I keep for GameStop, which is not one of my commonly checked emails because they have a tendency to send me a lot of crap.
A lot of spam.
And so they're just in email. And so they sent me an email that basically said, hey, we ran your credit card to ship it to you, and it needs to be updated, and you have 24 hours. So the next day, when I noticed I didn't get it, I went to check, and it had been 24 hours and like 30 minutes since I got that email. So I called in. They said, we're sorry, we've canceled your order. Nothing we can do. And I'm seeing that they're sold out everywhere.
Yeah,
so
the Scorpio is like, even Xbox One X.
The Xbox One X's was
sold
out.
But the Scorpio, I was like,
the Scorpio,
you can't
that's
get that.
gone.
Yeah.
There's no amount of money that buys me that. Well, I mean, there's probably some amount of money, but not amount of money I'm going to pay.
Willing to spend.
So I was mad that I not only was no longer getting the Xbox I wanted, but that I probably wasn't getting an Xbox at all until they kind of caught back up for the Christmas push. And because my original one's been starting to make weird noises and it doesn't run well and all that.
It is slow, you know,
slow.
and we'll get into kind of the review of the Xbox One X here just in a minute. But
then I sit on the hold with them and they say, you know what, we have a small set of Xbox One X's that are not Project Scorpio Edition for people that have had issues. So we're going to get you one of those and we're going to overnight it to you. We just need your new credit card number. And so I give that to them, and then they're like, we're so sorry. And I was like, I guess what I don't understand is how you say these are unavailable, but I know there's one available because it's mine.
Yeah.
So like, why can't you just get me mine? Because now you have one in the storeroom and you're clearly not selling it, and they're worth a significant amount of money. So I don't think GameStop's interested in just having a stack of $500
Well, didn't he originally
things.
say that like they could do it for you as a bundle? They have a Scorpio edition and bundle?
It was still just an original. And so I guess and it was making me mad because in college I worked for corporate GameStop. And so I worked in their corporate headquarters in Grapevine, Texas. And it frustrated me because there were these stacks. And they just called them the stacks. And inside the stacks was all these rarely requested items. So there was no need to keep them down on the distribution line. And I would have to go walk these for loss prevention and make sure there weren't employees hanging around where there shouldn't be. And so I would go up there and you would pull these bins open to like audit them. And it would be like Halo 1 Deluxe Collector's Editions. And there would be like 100 of them. And these cannot be bought anywhere. And they're all in their original plastic wrap. Because it's not enough of them to ship them out to the 4,000 stores nationwide. So they have to act like they're effectively out. And so I was frustrated because I knew that my Project Scorpio edition was going to be left in its box to go up and be put in the stacks with 100 more of these, where they just have 100 Project Scorpio editions that can never be sold, they can never be bought, they just sit there. The employees can't have them, and they're just up
like,
there.
Listen
in
up
this
here, GameStop
museum
guy. I know you need to go.
GameStop, and it's
go
like,
into the building, take a left, go up 3
know
flights
where
of
they
stairs.
are,
Here
and
it
I know
is.
you have my Xbox. So he finally, and I was like, you know what? And Brian was such a
I'm a nice
gracious
guy.
guy,
I'm a nice
and he
guy.
said, "You know what, Chris? I've got mine. I've opened it. You can't even tell that it's the Project Scorpio edition. You're going to be just as happy." And he plays the whole thing down. And so I'm like, "I'm going to be fine. I'm still going to get extra." And so I give them the money, and they overnight it to me, and the next day it doesn't show.
Oh, I didn't even know this part of the story.
What do you mean you overnighted it to me and it didn't show? It had to go 20 miles. So I'll go get it myself.
Where do I go?
And so so then the next morning it shows, and the reason it didn't show is they had canceled my order again because they found my Project Scorpio.
Oh.
And I opened up the big, and it's in one of those, like, Amazon and stuff like that.
Yeah, big box.
GameStop, where it's like, oh, somebody got a refrigerator today. And I open it up, and then inside there's packaging, and inside the box, there's a box, and the box, and the box. And so I open it up, and there's my Project Scorpio box. So I did get my Project Scorpio
Yay.
edition. And
The best thing about it?
Brian was right, not that different.
The best thing about it, though,
it's a
is
neat
the
gradient.
stand. The stand is
awesome.
phenomenal. And for me, like, I actually had my old Xbox, which is actually sitting behind the camera right now because the rest of my all my bedrooms are also behind the camera because the house is under construction. But now I actually have it down here behind the desk. You can't ever see it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I guess from a perspective, and yeah, I was right. Like, it's a really cool print, but it does not show up on camera.
No,
it's
I've tried taking pictures of it. It's hard to see.
Yeah, but it's so subtle, but it's nice, and it has a little Project Scorpio thing here on the front. Like you probably couldn't see it, so that's kind of what that does. But the thing that I love about it the most is the stand. I was like,
does the normal one not get the stand?
No, it does not. You can pay for it extra.
And back in the day, I didn't want my consoles, back when the consoles could first be flipped up vertically, I didn't want them that way because it was hard on the disk drives.
It was. I don't have anything running off the discs.
And now I don't have anything running off the disc, so I was like, ooh, I can finally keep it upright like a computer tower.
The tower itself, like the box, is so heavy. It is so incredibly heavy. Like it's
dense.
It is dense.
It makes me worry about heat because I'm in the process of designing a custom game cabinet as part of the ongoing year of building the perfect game room. So I haven't been updating you guys because it's not done. Yeah. And so I'm getting down to the final touches.
Yeah, you see it on your videos. Like there's things now in the back.
There's things changing. Yeah. And so I'm thinking, wow, maybe the cabinet needs to adjust for. I had assumed in the design that all consoles would be sitting horizontal. Mm-hmm. But I think my Scorpio will probably spend most of its life vertical.
So the box itself, I think, is fantastic. It's so small. I did not get an S, and so this is going from the Xbox One OG fat version to this. And aesthetically, I am incredibly. It's aesthetically, I'm pleased. It does not have the power brick, which the power brick is also sitting right over there. Awesome. And it just by comparison, it's like this is the best thing ever.
Oh yeah.
So why did I buy an Xbox One X? I told Chris this. I bought it for the menus.
Correct.
The Xbox...
I don't have a 4K TV.
My PlayStation 4 responds fantastically. I don't have a PlayStation 4 Pro. I just... I click, it moves. I always kind of felt like the Xbox One X went through so many operating system stuff, and they finally got into... And I really like the dashboard. I really like how everything's laid out. I like that I can pin, so I can have Chris pinned. I've got Brandon pinned. I've got, really love the game guys that I play with. Like,
I have some mixed feelings.
Well,
I don't like that they change it all the time.
He hates change.
Actually, it is I hate change.
Which is weird for somebody who loves MMOs because they're constantly changing.
That's not well documented and isn't logical. And so when they do UI changes, they don't always explain why it went to that method, and it's not obvious. And so what it ends up being is that I have a gaming console that's primary goal for me is gaming. I don't plug other things through it. It doesn't act as a media center. I don't watch my Netflix through it. It is just there for video games in a dedicated game room on a dedicated gaming TV. It has one task. And so when they take the button that hides my games and they move it around, and now they're in a hub, and now they're in a menu, and now they're... Stop hiding my games. It has one task.
The best thing though is the new system gets you into my games.
It does
so much faster.
It does.
That's what I'm saying.
Download faster.
Oh yeah, I like how the new setup is done, but I felt like, especially on the OG Xbox One, it was just like I'd press a button and then it would happen. Like it always kind of felt like there's this weird system lag.
Hey, we're playing right now. Are you going to join us? Oh, I'm booting up. Oh, then we'll get a match in without you.
Yeah, go ahead and get started. I'll be in a minute. Now and that's the thing I bought the Xbox One X for, is like I was like, okay, I want just that. I want to press the button. I want the system to respond to me, and like it knows what I want before I want it. And that's what I feel the Xbox One X actually delivers on completely. Like I press my home button, and my friends are right there, and then it's like, here are my games, and I can switch and swap, between games. Last night I was doing something, I swapped to go download something, and then I went back in, and right before my Destiny match, there was no loading, no lagging, no delay between actually going out and doing this task while I was matchmaking and then getting back in, and it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted it to be, and
it's exactly what they promised it to be.
Exactly.
First time somebody has delivered on their expectations outside of the Nintendo Switch. This is the year of the consoles.
This is the year of the consoles.
They set out expectations. They said, great, 80% of that will be plenty worth my money. And then I actually got all of it. I'm unbelievably thrilled.
And so, you bring up that, like, a great point about the Switch, but it's that, like, with the year of the consoles, and them delivering on what they said they were going to deliver on at 100% of what I was expecting. Like, I was like, okay, I'll even, I'll give them a little wiggle room here. No, the system is it responsive, it's fast, it's sleek. The only thing that I have going against it is that it doesn't play Final Fantasy 14. It doesn't have a huge collection of, like, JRPGs and some of the games that I really enjoy on my PlayStation. So hardware wise, this thing is a beast. It is it's not as good as my gaming PC, which is what I usually play on the most, but for what it is and what I enjoy from a console experience, it has everything minus the software.
I know, I was scrolling through the games all last night while you were on stream. I was scrolling through games being like, is there something I need to buy to take advantage of such a beautiful console? I mean, it has one USB port on the front, which is awesome. Yeah. I moved my Elite controller from my OG Xbox 2 here. Super easy, synced right up. No trouble. I think it actually has a cleaner connection as far as, like, I can make it all the way to the fridge and back without it disconnecting.
Honestly, I wouldn't surprise it. You had a great experience when there was downloading your update. It's actually taking full advantage.
Every console I've ever owned has always been 9 to 12 megabits per second. So I just assumed that, like, game manufacturers had some cap on the download.
Well, it could be a cap on the network card.
And I've had faster internet than that for a long time. And this thing takes my full bandwidth. I was downloading 120 megabits a second. It downloaded Call of Duty in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Destiny didn't switch my profile over very fast, but that must be on the Destiny side, because I can tell you that because all my other games downloaded fast. So I can rule that out.
Yeah, it feels like the system is definitely way better at multitasking. The user experience, like I think we were on stream and somebody's like, oh, it's the same.
The box was classy. I don't know if the original, the new Xbox X's that weren't Scorpio, but, like, it was all black packaging. It came out. Mine was like hand wrapped.
It's right down there. Yeah.
It was. I was like, I don't know if you have it handy, but it was just everything was black. Everything.
Yeah, there's
was
the box.
Super clean. It had all these nice little, like. It was easy. It was pleasant. It was something I feel like, my parents could set up without any issue.
Yeah. If I was going to get, like, my parents an Xbox, I would actually go and get them this model, this edition, because just the performance. And they have a 4K TV, and I don't have a 4K TV. I did not buy this for 4K, but the fact that it can do it is really incredible, so that when I do hit that point where I upgrade after I pay off my foundation, I'm going to go and say this is going to be great.
There's also little things. It's like they actually went and just secretly spied on all of us to watch how we actually use our Xboxes. Because, as you guys know, we play a lot of games here on channel.
Yeah.
And the fact that I jumped from Xbox to PlayStation, we have to run that through a capture card, which means that I have one HDMI cable that's going to my capture card, which means that I'm constantly unplugging my HDMI cable and plugging it into the other console.
Right.
Now, on my Christmas list, I've asked for one of the little switches, but those are shockingly expensive, especially since I want one that does two outputs.
If you want to have a good quality one, too, absolutely.
And so, I don't want to get the one that just meets my need. I want to get the one that I can grow into. And so that's made it kind of a pricey item. And so for now, I'm just reaching behind my consoles every day and unplugging and then plugging into the other one. On the back of this, there is a little tab, since there are two HDMI ports. So I can feel what an HDMI port feels like. There's a tab here that tells me this is the one that goes to my TV. So I don't plug the HDMI cable into the input and then wonder why it's not working.
Man, that's brilliant.
So it's just all these little things that they've thought of and they've paid attention to, and it works the way I want it to work. So I feel like a Microsoft fanboy, and that's not usually me.
Well, it's not us, because we literally own all three consoles, we love all of our consoles. I also love my PC Master Race. He's a Mac guy. I don't know what's up with him, but
I have a lot of Macs.
I have to say, guys, that the Xbox One X exceeds my expectations. It really surprised me. I bought
pricey.
It is pricey, but I bought it for the menus. I bought the original Xbox at launch, and it came with Kinect's dead, thank goodness. And that was $500 when that first came out. But this is definitely, I think, that evolution. The question is long term, because a lot of the debate you see happen on the internet is, who's this for? Is it really taking advantage? Da 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 da. And I go, for me, it is definitely for me. It's the experience that I think that Xbox players deserve. It really is the quality machine, and it will be neat to see if this changes how the future of game consoles are released. If this is the start of the phone model of consoles, to where at some point this will be the base system, and there will be a new better system, and then it goes into that cycle, as opposed to having these hard and fast generations.
Xbox One XS, and it'll be just like iPhones.
Yeah, boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. But anyway, I can't recommend this enough. This is literally
I hate the naming convention.
I hate it too. Great
console.
Great console, bad name from the one.
And honestly,
I wish they just called it X.
I've been
Xbox,
playing Call of Duty,
boom.
and it came out right on time to really test it, and it feels like it was designed for the X. There are still a lot of issues. We've actually just recently talked about some of my bigger issues with the launch. Overall, I feel Call of Duty was a solid launch, and that it's getting a lot worse beating than it deserved. But moving from, I played a week of it on my old Xbox, and now I've played some of it on the new one, significantly faster.
Yeah.
Doesn't fix any of the network issues, because that's Activision tripping over their own shoelaces. But when it's just me playing by myself, and I'm hopping through menus, and I have to and you really get to test it with Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is one of those games that you get to reset the app a lot. Which really puts a console to its test. It lets it run through its paces. Something like Destiny that you boot up one time per session, and then you shut it down. You take for granted how long it takes to boot up. Destiny also is one of those things that sometimes I feel like I'd get to like the character selection screen, and it would kind of reset, and I'd have to push A again.
What you're gonna like about this is that even not in 4K. So Destiny 2 is getting a 4K update along with the Pro December 5th. That was announced this last week. Huge, excited. I'm not going to have 4K, but I'm just the fact that they're having that. Now, it's still 30 frames a second, but at 30 frames a second, it looks way better on the Xbox One X than it did on my OG Xbox. It feels better. I think I'm even more competitive from that perspective, because I'm wondering if maybe I was having some system lag, or who knows. But even people who are watching the stream, they're like, wow, this actually looks better. Like it looks better than I'm streaming it out, and I haven't changed a thing. It is still running at 1080p. 30 frames a second.
It's quieter.
Oh gosh, yeah. But the game feels better. Like I've been going back and playing some of my older games, and I'm having a better experience. It feels better.
There are things I don't dread. Like when people send me a party invite and I miss it, it's not like, can you send me another one? It's like, I'll just go join them. I just push my button, I zoom over to the menu, I pull it out, and I'm in.
Good. Yeah.
And there's
Quick.
there's no I'm in the load screen.
Waiting.
Waiting. And so I know we keep harping on speed, but that is the big pain point. The rest of it comes to software. The rest of it comes to the game developers. So they built a solid platform, and I look forward to seeing what games can take advantage of it. I want to get one of the new Forza games. I want to get, it's a bummer that the new Need for Speed game's getting slammed in the reviews, because
Horizon 3 has it's enhanced for Xbox One X. They've done that, so we might want to go jump back in that.
I am looking forward.
I need to see if I can't catch up to you on all those roads found.
Trying some things out. I have a few that escaped me. I didn't quite ever get all of them. So we need to go back and really try out games that maybe felt adequate, and see if this has made a better experience.
Yeah.
So
I would say, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So what do you guys think?
Yeah,
Have
exactly.
any of you gotten the Xbox One X?
And it's okay if you haven't. If you're PC Master Race or PlayStation fans, that's fine. We're console agnostic here. But if you guys have any questions about the Xbox One X, if there's any game that you want to have us test out and run on it, if we have it, I'll happily go and give it a shot. So let us know in the comments below what you guys think about the Xbox One X if you have one. What questions you have about it if you don't, and we'll do our best to answer those and get back to you. So for Brian
and Chris
and Work to Game, thanks so much for watching this video, and we hope to see you on your next. But until next time, we hope you have a fantastic week.
Take care.
Sup, guys?
Nice shirt.
Oh, man.
You think I could get one like that?
Well, you can get definitely a shirt like this. You can check out the red mage right here. This is a limited run shirt, and we actually have more limited run shirts right now. This month, we're focusing in on Dragoon. Other months, who knows? So it depends on when you see this video, what the shirt of the month would be. The link is definitely in the description, Chris. So if you want to go, support the channel and actually get something cool to wear and rep the channel, all the more power to you.
I just might do that.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Buy a shirt.